Hi there, everybody. One of the most amazing things just happened to me recently. I just can't even believe it. I am kind of floored by it. I got a mystery package, and it's all right here in front of me, and it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. This all started with a Twitter post. I just took a picture of my strategy guides, and I was like, hey, this is what like a real gamer has, you know? Just a stupid little throwaway tweet or whatever, but it kind of caused this like cascade effect, and I was really kind of shocked and blown away by it. I ended up getting a message from John Madigan, and he was like, hey, I have a whole bunch of strategy guides sitting in storage, and I have no idea what to do with them, and I'm kind of sick of them being in storage, and I want them to go to a good home. Will you take them? And I'm like, yeah, duh. So he actually went and he mailed them to me, and I am just absolutely floored by it. I have no idea what's in here. No clue what is in here. He has them labeled. It's open first, open second, open third, and I can't wait to go through and actually see what is there and share it with all y'all. And I thought that it would be appropriate to wear this shirt right here, because this is actually the very first strategy guide I ever got, was a strategy guide for Dragon Warrior 4. Back in the day, they didn't really sell strategy guides. It wasn't a thing. There was kind of strategy guides in instruction manuals a little bit, and there was Nintendo Power and stuff, but this one you actually had to mail away for. You had to send in like the UPC code, like the proof of purchase that you bought Dragon Warrior 4, and then send in, I think like $12 or something to an address, and then they would mail this to you in the mail. Yeah, that's how old I am. A mail away strategy guide. So yeah, this is the first one I ever had. I figured it was appropriate to go through some strategy guides with y'all and think about Dragon Warrior 4. So here we go. Open first. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is insane. Oh my gosh, there it all is. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. This is a lot. This is so much. This is unbelievable. I'm going to clean up my room after all this. Okay, let's see. We have a guide to the Super NES right here. It's a Super NES player's guide. I remember having this growing up. I had this. I know for a fact I had this. Oh look, Wanderers from Ease is in there. Because again, back then they didn't really have strategy guides. They had these like kind of multiple game strategy guides. I think that I just saw, it was Final Fight. I had Final Fight. I thought it said Final Fantasy, but it was Final Fight. Is Final Fantasy in here? I guess it would be Final Fantasy 2 would be the one that was in here. Oh, there's Super Mario World is in there as well. This is for the SNES, of course. Does it have a... It doesn't have a table of contents, unfortunately. It looks like it's missing a couple of pages in the front, and that's why it doesn't have a table of contents. It has Populous in it. I love Populous. Like, what a cool little thing to have to go back through. Has Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. Like, this is just... You know, my childhood, I remember my brother and I had this and we poured over it. This is amazing. Mario Paint. It says he got this at Electronics Boutique for $9.99. I played Mario Paint quite a bit in my time, I've got to say. It came with like a little mouse, you know, and it had like this little fly swatter game and stuff. I don't know why you would need a strategy guide for Mario Paint, of all things, but I guess it's like how to, you know, draw a Zangief or E Honda or whatever. So, yeah, just kind of interesting right there, the strategy guide for Mario Paint. Mario Mania. I remember I had this one growing up too. This is a strategy guide for Super Mario World. How cool is that? Insider info and all that kind of good stuff. Another thing that, gosh, I had this, the NES Game Atlas. So just like the SNES one went over SNES games, this one's going over NES games. It looks like, again, the table of contents is not in here, but it starts off with Mario Brothers, goes to Mario 2, goes into Mario 3. Let me see if there's Mega Man is in here. Oh, there's Adventure of Link. It has all the maps and all that kind of cool stuff. I want to see if it, God, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Ninja Gaiden. No amount of strategy guides will actually help you with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Ninja Gaiden because they're just so hard, but there's Star Tropics. So yeah, really cool things. A map of Legend of Zelda, The Adventure of Link, Zelda 2, you know, things like that were invaluable back then. How cool. Dragon Quest 9, Sentinel of the Starry Skies. I actually have this strategy guide because, you know, Dragon Quest, duh. This thing's massive, absolutely massive. If there is a game that needs a remake, that needs to be taken off of its DS Prison, it is definitely Dragon Quest IX. Hopefully they do HD 2D remake it along with, you know, the other ones that they're doing right there. Strategy guide that I do not have, Dot Hack Infection right here. So yeah, really, really cool. This is neat. This was for the PlayStation 2, I believe. How cool. This is in perfect condition too, my gosh. A hardcover guide to Tales of Zestiria right there. Wow. So this is something. It's a lot of like graphs. Oh, there's some maps in there and all that kind of cool stuff. That's really neat. And in kind of a punch to the gut, Tales of Xillia 2. Wouldn't this be nice if this was useful in the upcoming remaster, but it's just Tales of Xillia 1. We did not get Tales of Xillia 2, unfortunately, but wow, hardcover. Absolutely immaculate condition. Thank you so much. Let's look at Open Second. Oh my god! Like I could do like shoulder presses with this thing. Like this is oh my god, this is so heavy. I'll have no idea. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Got my I was about to say I have my handy dandy pair of scissors, but I don't really need them, but now I do because there's tape. So I see what the first one is. Crisis Core. Gosh, for the PSP. Oh my gosh, this is a mess. This is a mess. I'm gonna have to clean up after this. So it's Crisis Core for the PSP. This thing is like so big. It is like look at this. Strategy guides are like a lost art. I love strategy guides. There's nothing I love more than a beautiful, beautiful strategy guide. Going on through and looking at it and just like reliving my memories with the game. You know what I mean? If you don't have time to play a game, you can definitely go through and read a strategy guide and, remember. And I have Final Fantasy VIII strategy guide because it's Final Fantasy. No matter how I feel about it, it's Final Fantasy. I have the strategy guide. You know which one I don't have, though? Final Fantasy IX. You know why I don't have Final Fantasy IX strategy guide? Because it is the worst strategy guide ever freaking made. Because it is not enhanced, it is dehanced by Play Online. Ugh. So back in the day, in the early ages of the internet, in the year 2000, everybody and their mother wanted to go online and talk about how great online was. So every single time that you wanted to like find anything, you had to search the keyword rare card on Play Online, search the keyword card masters on Play Online, search the keyword card tips on Play Online. So it didn't actually tell you anything. You had to just keep on going online to figure anything out. It was the most useless strategy guide ever. I remember reading this in Walden Books and being like, why in the world would I ever get this? Like, give me a break. Final Fantasy X, another strategy guide that I have because it's Final Fantasy, of course. This is probably in better condition than mine, though. This is an unbelievably great condition. Final Fantasy X-2, the Girls Gone Wild edition right here. This... No matter what people say about Final Fantasy X-2, it was a fun time. The job class system, a whole lot of fun. The nonsensical, really stupid story. Just kind of going around and exploring Spira and just having, a fun time with it and, doing the little dress spheres and stuff. I enjoyed my time with it. I did not enjoy being glued to a guide for it. I thought that really sucked. But otherwise, it was fun. Speaking of fun, Final Fantasy XII, this is another this has this opening thing. You open up this and then it has, oh gosh, there's extras. What is going on with this? This is a lot. What is happening? Oh, look, okay, so there's the guide here. So this is the guide, the strategy guide for Final Fantasy XII, but then there's another book inside of it. You open up this little thing and that's where the guide was, but then there's this other book in here that it comes out this way. There we go. This is probably an art book, I would imagine. Yeah, this is an art book right here. So it's two books. They don't make them like they used to. You know what I mean? This is crazy. Why? God, he's so hot. Why don't they make guides like this any longer? Good Lord. Damn, he's so hot. But But oh my god, you know what I'm saying? It has an art book, it has it packed in, it has the cool cover. Speaking of a cool cover, Final Fantasy 15. We have all the Final Fantasies. He put them together, apparently in batch number 2. Oh, there's something else just fell out. We'll look at that in a second. So yeah, here's the Final Fantasy 15's guide. It's, oh God, oh man, everything's falling out. Good Lord. It's like attacking me. But like, I'm getting attacked by a strategy guide. It's a lot of graphs, it's a lot of charts, it's a lot of maps, but like, gosh, this is just a tome of fantastic information. I want to put this over here so that this doesn't get crushed. There we go. Okay, so what fell out, it looks like a beautiful piece of artwork of our little boy band and their road trip. And then this looks like a major, massive yeah, this is just like a huge. Do I have it upside down? I think I do have it upside down. This is like a huge, do I have it upside down? I can't even tell. No. Oh my gosh. Okay. Me just being stupid. This is a huge world map poster. How amazing is that they included that in the Final Fantasy 15 strategy guide. I saw very recently that Japan is getting strategy guides for the Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 HD 2D remakes, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding. Why aren't they in English? You know what I mean? Like, they're on PlayAsia, but they're not in English. And it's just like, why? Like, that would sell like hotcakes. And then I think about collector's editions and what we get for our collector's editions. And it's like, okay, you get a soundtrack CD OST, you get like a keychain, you get little acrylic standees and doodads and whatnots. But like, you know what I really want from a collector's edition? I want a poster, like we used to get back in the NES days. I want a cool poster, and I want a strategy guide. That's it. Like, that would make me so happy. That's it. That's all I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would just be amazing. Amazing. Gosh. Oh, these are the old ones. Good Lord. Okay, so starting off with Donkey Kong Country. I had Donkey Kong Country growing up. Yes, that was back whenever I played platformers too. I played everything. If you watch that video with my brother and I going on through and talking about stuff, we played everything. We played fighters, we played Mega Man, we played Donkey Kong, we played Mario, we played Kirby, we played puzzles, we played Tetris, played everything. We played Final Fight, we played, you know, every Urban Champion, whatever. Balloon Fight. And then 3D came around, and Daniel couldn't deal with the 3D, and he just dropped off. I couldn't deal with it so much that I just went to turn-based, because it was so hard for me. But back in the day, in 2D, I was all about stuff like this. Loved Donkey Kong. Loved it. Another guide that I had growing up, Top Secret Passwords. Gosh. Oh, this is bringing me back. Okay, so I want to show y'all something. Back in the day, they classified games by color. This is because it's from Nintendo Power. If a game was red, right there, Castlevania 2, it's red, that means that it was an NES game. If the game was purple, that means that it is a Game Boy game. And if it's green, let me see if I can find any greens. If it was, oh, there we go, I saw Pilot Wings. If it's green, that meant that it's an SNES game. That's how they labeled the games and differentiated them back on the Nintendo Power. So, oh my gosh, they have passwords for the Guardian Legend. Like, man, I love the Guardian Legend. Such a good game. Gargoyle's Quest. Like, whew, whatever happened to the Gargoyle's Quest series? Like, I'm telling y'all, whatever happened to these games? Gargoyle's Quest, man, I loved that game. Loved that game. And Gargoyle's Quest 2, and was it Demon's Crest on the SNES? Fantastic. Speaking of whatever happened to, Mega Man. All the Mega Man games are in here. Where's Mega Man? I loved Mega Man. That's a 2D game that I can play. Ninja Gaiden 2. I still have this. I still have this one as well. This was the time. So Nintendo Power normally had all sorts of guides for, you know, it was a magazine that covered all sorts of different games inside the magazine, you know? And then they kind of went off and they did their own thing for 4 different guides. One was for Mario 3, one was for like 4-player games, like sports games that has like football players on it or whatever. One was for Ninja Gaiden 2, and one was for Final Fantasy. And the one that I really loved was the guide for Final Fantasy, but the entire magazine was just dedicated to that one game. They never did that again after those 4, and yeah, I guess they didn't sell all that well, but whoa, Chrono frickin' Trigger. Yeah, look at that. There's Marl there on the back. Oh, gosh. I will say this. It is about time for a Chrono Trigger remake. What are y'all thinking about that? I would love that. I'm thinking that maybe next year, you know? I don't really know what they have going on next year. Nothing's really announced. There is that kind of, maybe they're doing Dragon Quest VII thing going on. There is that maybe they're doing Final Fantasy IX thing going on. But yeah, we don't really have any other kind of leaks or anything, but maybe Chrono Trigger. It's as far as I'm concerned, it is high time. Super Metroid, another game that my brother and I used to play. My brother played this game a whole lot more than I ever did. Look at that artwork. Look at that artwork of Samus. Like, that's unbelievable. And Ridley. So cool. So cool. My brother was really into Metroid on the NES, and he loved Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, as well as Super Metroid on the SNES. I enjoyed it too, but he was really into Metroid. Oh my gosh! The Final Fantasy Mystic Quest strategy guide. This thing is rare! Wow, thank you so much. But the best part about this thing is the artwork. I want to show you... I want to show you some of the artwork. It is so freaking derpy. It is the derpiest artwork you've ever seen in your entire life. It is absolutely freaking hysterical, this artwork. Look at this. Look at the hero and Tristan right there. Like, what is happening right there? It is the derpiest freaking artwork, like, but it's so funny. Look at Pazuzu down there. Like, what is going on? Oh my god. Oh, there's one I remember of Phoebe. And oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Like, who drew this? This looks like somebody in like an 8th grade art class drew this. It's so fun. Oh god, look at that Medusa. Man, she will turn you to stone. Good god, she's ugly. But like, it's just, oh man. Oh, Ruben, what are you doing? What is that? He looks like that horrible... There was a contest in Nintendo Power about making Mega Man bosses, and people would like draw their bosses and then they would mail them in, and they showed this off in the Nintendo Power magazines. And I remember looking at them while I was being like, wow, these people can't draw worth a damn. Not that I can draw either, but like, my god. But yeah, it looks kind of like some of those derpy drawings there. The Final Fantasy guide that I just talked about, I have this one. I love it. It is so good. It is still, to me, the absolute best guide. Has yet to been surpassed. The best guide for Final Fantasy. It is just unbelievably good. It is amazing. I love that guide. Final Fantasy 3. Oh my gosh! It's a double take. Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 3. Good lord. I remember I had this one growing up. I got it for Christmas. So yeah, like, look at this. Look at the artwork of Cyan compared to the artwork that we just saw of Ruben in Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. You know what I'm saying? Look at Setzer's artwork right there. Like, it's just, gosh, like these doubled as art books. Look at Celeste. These doubled as art books. They doubled as strategy guides. Like, you didn't need a separate art book because it was all here together. Look at Sab, and speaking of derpy, he looks kind of derpy right there. But like, I'm just telling y'all, like, it was so good. We had it so good and we didn't even know what we had. Here's the other strategy guide from Electronics Boutique for $11.49. And yeah, this one's much more like paragraphs. I want to say that this is the official Nintendo Player's Guide, and this is the unofficial Player's Guide. It doesn't, you know, it just says Infotainment World Books or whatever. That one's by Nintendo, but yeah, you can see it's very much like paragraphs, you know? But at least it's in color, and it has some pictures, and it has some artwork and stuff. Unlike that Beyond the Beyond guide that I remember having, where the Beyond the Beyond guide is nothing but paragraphs, and it's in black and white, and it's so cheap and chintzy. The official Nintendo Player's Guide, and it even has a sticker. Yes, that is a sticker. I can feel it. It is a sticker. So somebody put a little sticker on there. How cool. John probably did that. Gosh, I opened it up to the Goonies 2. I had the Goonies 2. I remember that. I never watched the movie The Goonies, but I had the Goonies 2. Rygar. Loved Rygar. That was actually like an action RPG back in the day when you didn't even know what an action RPG was. Let's see. Oh, gosh. This is pro wrestling. I always played a Starman. There's Starman right there, the pink guy with the star on his eyeballs or whatever. Like I said, I used to play all sorts of these different games. I think that this one, what is this one? Kid Icarus? It looks like Kid Icarus. I think it is. Yeah, it's Kid Icarus. There it is. So yeah, all sorts of really cool games in here, just bringing me on back. to my childhood, another guide for Zelda 2, because Zelda 2 was so hard and everybody needed a guide. Whoa! I never had this. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. This is the official Nintendo Player's Guide, $11.99. So how cool. This is so neat. This is so neat. I'm gonna have to read this. I never had this one, but now I do, and I can read it. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. How fun. And then lastly, he finishes me off with Aya Brea and Parasite Eve 1 and 2. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was never the biggest fan of Parasite Eve, simply because it wasn't what I was expecting. Like, whenever I bought it, I thought that it was going to be like, you know, like an action RPG. You know, it was from Square, it was on the PlayStation 1, and I thought it was like action RPG horror or whatever. But it just was different. It was different, and I've learned to appreciate it over the years. But back in the day, I didn't like it all that much, so I never did buy Parasite Eve 2. I have played it in the interim through the magic of emulation, don't tell anybody, but I have played it, and it's actually a pretty good time. So I would love to see the Parasite Eve IP get revived. You know, everybody loves Silent Hill and these other horror games, and this is kind of their horror IP, but they're not doing anything with it, so it's kind of a shame. But wow, thank you so much, John. I am just blown away by this love that you've showed me, and thank you so much for allowing me to share it with all of y'all out there as well. Hope that you enjoyed this little special unboxing video, and everybody out there, have a good day.